Welcome to the Four Corners series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 21st of April 1925. And historically 1925 is a relatively quiet year with respect to our small community here. None of the great edicts such as the 5-year plans are still in the future, mainly because Stalin at the moment is engaged in a pretty nasty battle to get overall control of the Communist Party, and he won't actually gain substantial control until 1926. So at the moment, historically, things are pretty quiet. Now, moving on, I'd like to say a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me so much to think about. At the end of the last video, I did ask for feedback on two issues. First one was the option to sell these goods here, especially the plastics, and generally the consensus is that is a good idea to follow up, especially as the fact we're going to need to make money. Not so much to keep our community going, because we are relatively self-sufficient and we're getting towards becoming totally self-sufficient. The main problem is going to be templates, and I do need to buy these templates, and especially for things like the dry bulk tanker and the oil tanker. So you can see there's about 300,000 already in templates. And another issue is that I think the only way I'm going to really be able to drive this economy forward is to get railway up and running, and the cost of either buying the trains or manufacturing them is going to be very expensive. So we do need to start making some more money from exports. That's something I do need to think about. And what I've actually done is set up over here a connection down here. Where is it? Where's the blacksmith here, to export the plastics out. And I think we've already actually done one shipment, if I remember correctly. Let's just have a look at exports. Yeah, we've exported plastics, so we're not making that much money. We exported 1 ton of plastics, so we're not talking vast amounts of money from that perspective, but it's just going to keep adding to that little bit of an economy. Because one of the problems that I have got going forward, and this leads into the next question about building vehicles here, and somebody pointed out that in the 1920s there were a lot of artisan manufacturers effectively working from small workshops producing their own types of vehicles. So the approach going forward is that we're not going to turn this into a mass production area for trucks. What we're going to do is just create the occasional truck when there's a need. So we're going to finish this truck, and then I've also queued up a couple of covered wagons. But eventually what I would like to do is actually build a vehicle construction workshop here. I think I've got one in the mods that's quite small, which could work quite well. So that's something that we are going to be thinking about going forward. But so that's going to be the general rule for the blacksmith here. We'll produce the occasional truck as and when there's a need, but we're not going to mass produce them or anything like that. But the focus will remain on wagons. And one of the reasons why I want to take that approach is that if we're going to make progress and still not be running around with wagons in the 1940s, is we just need to bend the rules a little bit with respect to getting trucks. And that comes down to the dry bulk and oil tankers, because if I'll show you here. If we come in here and look at the available oil tankers, you can see this is Mack trucks. This is no good. I have to come into here. If you look at the oil tanker here, it's the main concern is the very slow speed of this oil tanker wagon. And if we've got those running up and down the roads, they're just going to slow up all the traffic. So we're certainly going to need to replace them with this an oil tank truck, which has still only got a top speed of 30 kilometers an hour. And also the other one is the dry bulk carrier as well. So we're certainly going to need templates to be able to build dry bulk trucks and oil tankers, because these are two types of vehicles where there could be gaps as we go forward. And this is one of the problems with the early starts with the mods. The mod availability of Soviet vehicles is very patchy, and many of them have very short lifespans like this, 1924 to 1928. Therefore we're going to probably have to manufacture some, even if we got the money to buy some, because there are quite big gaps. And another example I'll just talk about very quickly is that we won't get an excavator until about the 1940s, and there's several other, and it's the same with snow plows. We won't get those until about the 1940s with Soviet vehicles. So what we need to do, and so returning to what I was talking about, is that we need to have those templates available so that certain vehicles, if we need them, we are going to have to manufacture them whether we like it or not, because they may not be available going forward. Where the more general trucks like open holes, covered holes and dumpers, producing those is not quite so important, because we'll still have the wagon options for those, and they do move relatively quickly. So that is going to be something that we are going to need to consider going forward. And as I say, I do accept that it's bending the rules slightly, but I don't think there's much else we can do about it. Now, another comment I got was related to the possible impact of religion on our community, because we're still getting very low. How can you say? I'm just going to speed the game up. We're still getting very low levels of loyalty, if you can actually see them. Because one thing I have noticed is that when you start a load of gaming, you don't seem to see the loyalty. I think this is not really built in a very good place, actually. Actually, see if we can see the loyalty over here. Yeah, over here. The loyalty is a lot better in Titusville. But I do have issues with loyalty here. If I could actually see it. Where's my... Where enough of these riding horses gone then? Why are you over there? And I think that's another option that I'm going to need to consider with regard to templates. At the moment, we don't have any templates for personal cars. I think we got one in... I don't think we even got one in here. You can also see here that the cost of the Western templates are already astronomical. And this is going to be a bit of an issue. These guys are wandering off, so I can't actually... Oh, yeah, you can see how low the loyalty is in this area now. And I do wonder whether it is to do with religion, and that's one of the reasons why I would really like to get a radio station set up. And somebody actually suggested that the best place for a radio station would be here. Now, and that's something I want to put in almost immediately. We're going to use a modded version of radio station. My original plan was to use this small radio station here, but you can see it actually needs prefabs, and I don't really want to bring in prefabs. So what we're probably going to need to do is bring in... I think the only other option we really got is... Wow, no, that's... Okay, what about... Wow, it's even bigger. Thought I had something that's a... State Opera Ballet. Oh, we got a telecentre. Is that a television centre? Yeah, it looks like I've got a bit of a problem here. This is massive. So we're going to have to build quite a big state radio station. So this is going to be quite a big project. Very big project. 64 tons of steel. Wow, this is going to hurt. But I can't see any other option at the moment. We certainly don't want a television station, do we? Yeah, we're going to have to go with this. Unless... Or shall I bend the rules with prefabs? I don't really want to do that. This is really small. I suppose radio station would be a really big issue to put in. Obviously, it's got a lot of staff. I don't know, it's not got that much more stuff. Okay, guys, we're going to go for it. Let me just push you back this bit. And I think this is going to alter my overall strategy a little bit. I must admit, I thought I had a smaller option. But we're just going to have to build this. And of course, we're going to have to get the necessary road crews on here to get this built. So put Titus bolt control and excavator on it. I was hoping to get this up and running a little bit quicker, but this is the way it's got to be. It's the way it's got to be. I think this is all part of the challenges of doing early starts. You've got to go with the flow and whatever's capable. And we're just going to assign into there and there. And I think we got the road crew. Bring in the New Hope Road crew as well. Give an assist on that and that. Now, the big question is, what am I going to do about this Tudor town here? And we'll call it, it's supposed to be Svoboda, but we're actually calling it Tudor town at the moment. The problem is still the population. We've only got 2,500 people. With having to build this radio station, I also would like to try and get this oil line connected up, because we got a lot of little oil trucks wandering around here, which are going to be a bit of a problem in the long term. So what I'm thinking is that at the moment I'm not going to expand into Tudorville just for the moment. So what we're going to have to do is just leave it as a bit of a ghost town for the moment, and hopefully we can just keep building up here, because as I say, the main concern is still loyalty over here. One thing I have done is I've built this apartment block here. We've also I've now got the orphanage finished as well, so we do need to set this up as well. Now I've built an orphanage over here because the orphanage down here was starting to overflow, because we seem to have a lot of children. So what I'm going to need to do is, who distributes the food? That's the $6 million question, isn't it? Actually, it'd be easier to pick up on this one. It says materials to Titus. I do really need to sort some of these out. New Hope food storage. I think we'll add you there. We do need to this actually goes to the orphanage as well, so we'll put this in here. Yeah, I think we'll just add this orphanage to here and see how it goes. I think I really need to start trying to rebalance. Doesn't the orphanage need meat? Yeah, it does need meat. So why don't you have meat in there? Yeah, you've got meat. So where are you getting your meat from? All related vehicles. North Cape trading. Oh yeah. So we're actually just importing the meat directly. That means we're going to need another refrigeration truck. Refrigeration trucks, I can't remember what their quality is. Refrigeration. Yeah, again, these. Oh, this one's not quite so bad. So we're just going to pop in one of these, and we're going to have to import some more meat. We do really need to get some meat production up and running. I'm just going to launch you. Yep, so we can get some food in here. I'm hoping that the orphanage will kind of improve the situation a little bit. I'm just going to set this to 30. And just reduce this down a little bit for the moment, because you're effectively going to be taking the overflow, and I'm hoping that the two orphanages will actually push up the population and get it growing a bit faster. That's the idea anyway. The other thing I also want to do now is we're going to move people into here and demolish these houses. There's another small village house here. I think we'll just move everyone in for the moment and not allow citizens to move into the house here. The reason for that is I kind of kept looking at these small houses, and they didn't seem to have that much in the way of growth and all that, and I think it's time to kind of remove them from the general landscape. It's probably the polite way of saying it. So I think I've done most of the things I need to do. We've finished. I think this road out here is well, we've got one little bit of road left there. I think we got our new loop road out here. We're on May. I think what I wouldn't mind doing is trying to fill in. We've got road connection there, road connection there. This is now built, and what I'd like to do is just build that in there. Hopefully that'll get picked up by the road crew. So I'd like to get this finished as well. He's blocking the horses. What I'm inclined to do at the moment is we're going to send... we can't send you anywhere. What we can do is send you to there, I think. It's okay, it's blocked. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks into here. This is full up. I think at the moment we're drawing gravel from here from our construction site. What's my bulk supply? So it looks like these guys are actually running out of work. They're working on the pumping stations, which don't really need gravel. I think what we're going to do is give them a fairly major project to do, just so that we can keep them out of mischief. I think we're going to go that way. And we're going to put excavators, bulk supply on here. That. And what that will do is it'll keep the crews busy while we're actually working. Because what's this here? Oh, this is the is what I'd really like to do is get these pumping stations finished. You're actually coming along quite quickly, so I think what we will do is assign bulk supply excavators. We've got workers has already picked this up, and we need put New Hope steel on here as well. We got this is a relatively short length. I think we'll build the pumping stations first, and then we're putting the pipe connection here. I've also got I was also building this. It needs to be built as well. So we got cranes, excavators. We're bring Titus open transport. We're going to need the concrete, and we're going to need the workers on that. And what we'll do is we'll use these guys to deliver the gravel. It's not that they need that much gravel. I know it's a long way, but now the reason I'm building this distribution office is that I've got a bit of a problem here with respect to the oil tanker. I can't remember what he's actually meant to be. Yeah, he's exporting fuel at the moment. Once this is finished, we're going to put that tank into here, and then what he will have is the option of exporting either fuel or bitumen out over a certain percentage, and that should actually keep us kind of increasing our income that way. We go in here, see the population's still not growing. See births and deaths. The births has dropped again, deaths has dropped. It's, I don't know, I can't think of anything else I can do to get this population, now this birth rate going. It's a little bit of a conundrum. Got no clothes in here. Just wondering, you don't have clothes delivery. Who delivers the clothes? I really feel that I need to sort out the actual supply lines here. You don't do. No, you're not in there. Okay, let me just. Who is actually distributing crop distro? Yeah, this is all a bit of a mess. Yeah, I definitely need to sort this out. It's all very mixed up. I think what we can do is just remove that horse feeding station, and then you can add the orphanage to there, but we've been closed. We've got someone with low loyalty. Oh, it's this one building here. One thing I have noticed is that when you've got these new buildings, the loyalty always seems to start quite low. I can't see what the loyalty is. I mean, everyone's happy, it's just it says that the loyalty's low. And probably I think part of the problem is, yeah, the secret police just seem to keep wandering off somewhere. Wondering whether I should be building another one over here so that they actually visit these buildings instead of wandering off across the map. Let's see where these guys are. Oh, we got a building on fire. See where they're going. I mean, let's see here. Got the orphanage on fire. Thank you, game. I think what I'm going to do is, I know it's a bit inconvenient, I think I'm going to knock these buildings down because they're just drawing away the secret police which are visiting this area. So I think I'm just going to knock these down. I know it's, I mean, if necessary I can rebuild them later on, but it's, I just don't want, I can't see the point of why it's almost like they visit empty buildings. I wonder if we got the same problem over here in this area here. Let's see where the horses are going from here, or again, see that they're coming out here. But I think the big difference with Titusville is that Titusville is quite compact. So they're still not covering. So there's a bit of a risk there that they like. Maybe I should be moving people into here so that we can get something in here. But we're going to need about 100 people here. And what's the population? We got. Okay, guys, we're gonna go for it. I just, this could be a complete disaster, but I can't see any other way of doing this. What we're gonna do is put in N20 in there, and I think actually what we're gonna do is probably take quite a few people from here. We're going to put some in here, 30 in here. No, not Titusville. We're going to take them from here. I'll just see. And we'll put 10, 20 in there, 30 in there. How many we got now? Got 20 in there. Nobody in there. 50. 60, 70, 80, so we need about another, I think we'll take another 30 people. Just so nervous about this. Actually what I might do is, I think if we take over some people with fairly high loyalty as well, so say for argument's sake we 20, 30, 40, then what we'll do is we'll bring in, we're gonna 30, 40 in there. This is so expensive. And then over here 2, 3, and I think just to push this population up, 1, 2, get some educated people in. What that should do is bring them That brings the population up to 2,678, and hopefully this does not go wrong. Is probably the polite way of saying this. We need to. Oh, the other thing we also need is. I think I've sent them up here, didn't I? I'm gonna need the ambulances back into here. Gonna need those back. We also need horses. Our local, what we call it. We've still got a few left in here, haven't we? We have to, yeah, got some. In. And we're gonna have to stop spending money now. We got food in here, we got no meat. Which means I'm going to need a meat wagon. Okay, we're going to have to buy another refrigerated truck. It'll be a long haul. This is another reason why I would like to get a template, but we're just going to have to put up with what we got at the moment. And I think once I've got Tudor Town set up and possibly functioning without collapsing completely, we're going to need to have a period of consolidation, I think. So we've now got Tudor Town in here. We've got our school, loyalty. We've got our ambulances here as well. I don't think I've got any more ambulances. Let me just check. It says it needs 3. We've got a dumper here doing nothing, which is not very good. Let me just see here what we got in it. We've got another truck over here that's doing something. We're producing some cupboard holes. I think what I need is another 2-horse ambulance. Right, we need to get. If I put the truck, are you an open hole or a dumper? Oh, you're an open hole. Okay. What I'm going to do is send. You could be useful, so I think we're going to send you to there. We got here also. That'll give me 2 open holes down there. And what are you? You're actually a dumper. Let's see. These guys are doing absolutely nothing at the moment. Yeah, the dumper that I pulled out of there. I think what I'd like to do is we're going to send you back to what we call it here. And then is this actually a route? Let me just you up here. Do line details. Okay. What I'm gonna do is, I think if we get the truck running on the gravel route for the moment. Please you. I mean, I could export gravel, couldn't I? A long way to go, and we're not making any money. Probably won't make that much money from it. Just see. So we're making about 1,000 a month at the moment. Imports is predominantly meat, which is building up. I feel if I can get this sorted, so that we don't have all these little oil trucks running backwards and forwards, and this is secure, then we can start to move our attention up to here. This is being built put together. And this is where the population collapses. So, I think we'll just reduce the security down. We want some loyalty here. We actually getting coverage now. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of coverage here. Let me just see how the loyalty. I think if the secret police aren't visiting regularly, what happens is that your loyalty actually falls as well. So this is up. See, this has risen quite quickly. There's an average of 40%. So maybe it was the secret police coverage that was causing the problem. Right, this is nearly done. I mean, there's only 65 tons left in there. Are we off for crops? I think we're okay. Let me just see in here. What have we got? Electro components. How are we doing for electro components here? We got a maximum. We got kind of 6.5 tons. I think what I'm going to do is very quickly shunt that up to 12 tons. What that should do is, I mean, it's not like we actually, well, we need the steel, that's the problem. Just kind of sell off out a little bit. And then hopefully someone's going to come up and bring the electro components to here. And we got, I think we're going to send the covered hole to there. Yeah, so somebody's going to come up here and pick up the electro components, 1.3 tons, and take them away. I think what I might do is I mean, we got the storage here and here, so I think what I'm going to do is aggressively reduce the crop storage in here. We use this for mechanical components, and then what I'll do is change it so that if we get a surplus of electro components and mechanical components in here, then we'll sell off the surplus from here. I think that might work because we don't need vast quantities at the moment, although this area here is going to need work done on it. Right, let's just get put New Hope workers on it. We need gravel. Titus concrete is the good one. Titus road crew. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these guys to, where are you? I'm going to get you, Titus concrete, start working on there as well. Let me just see. We need boards, bricks and steel and gravel. I don't think these guys do that much, do they? I'm going to put New Hope steel on this as well, and we're going to put New Hope bulk supply on here. The reason for putting these up here is that the New Hope crews here can start concentrate on what they do need to do around here, and they won't need to worry too much about anything else. This is going to be a very long, got missing resources, gravel, concrete, everything. So our population is holding at 2,652. The real issue is going to be winter. Electronics. Are we actually building anything here? Missing components. We've got no real crops here, but to be honest, it's not a major issue. I think I did spot that we've got think I pinched some covered holes from here. So do you have a covered hole in here? That's a passenger vehicle. We've got lots of passenger vehicles. I think I sent this covered hole here, didn't I? I think you can go back to, you can go to there, so that you can send out your electronics and that. We got this spare open hole. Where would I want to use an open hole? This is New Hope Steel. You've got open holes, you've got open holes. What's your carry capacity? He's got a bit more speed though, isn't he? I think the carry capacity is the same as there's no gain. This is one of the problems with early vehicles. This is one of the reasons why I want to try and get to trains. You don't really gain that much in the way of carry capacity. What you do gain is in the context of speed. I just wonder, it's up here, isn't it? We've got a little bit of a slot here for an open hole over here. So if I pick you up and send you to, where are you? See, again, I think one of the things I will need to consider going forward is the possibility of having these all one vehicle type, because you don't necessarily get the vehicle type that you're looking for. Just notice that bit of road there. If these guys have got nothing to do, yes, they have got absolutely nothing to do. So again, what we're going to do is, I'd like to keep pushing through here. So, we'll set you to here. It seems you've detected it anyway. Let's see if the, yeah, they've detected it as well. So what I'd like to do is finish off this section of road here. How are we going with the pumping stations? What's the deal? How do I was that such a surprise? Workers, what have you got? Yeah, I think we're got these guys on the pumping stations. You can work on that, and I think we're gonna come in here. Can't really keep importing still, so we're gonna have to be totally dependent on here for the moment, whether we like it or not. So we're gonna just have to kind of go with the flow at the moment and just try and catch up. I mean, I'll be honest, if when I play my next early start, which I am thinking about, I'm going to do things a lot more differently. What I am doing at the moment is actually thinking what you could call an early start scenario, but it could be quite complicated. And obviously, because it's a scenario, and the scenario, I think the first release of the scenario will be in December. It's very much a long-term project at the moment. If you've got any suggestions for events or something tied in with an early start, feel free to chuck it in the comments. Yeah, or if you are thinking about it, I mean, just chuck it in there, because I think it is quite an interesting concept. I mean, this is coming along fairly well, but then we're in the gravel and concrete phase. I think it's really going to slow down once we get to the steel and brick phase, because how much have we got in the way of bricks up here? And we've got 21 tons of bricks, because we are producing bricks. Actually, something just occurred to me. We got bricks here as well, haven't we? 66 tons of bricks. Okay. I know I've just where is it? Sorry, one thing I do keep getting lost. I'm actually going to steal this truck back again, and we're going to send him back to there. I know I'm kind of shooting backwards and forwards across the map. I think what I want to do is I just need some more money. And why are we losing money? That's the exports. What's the imports? It's the meat that's causing the problem, isn't it? I think I'm gonna have to start exporting bricks again. well, I'm going to argue that we're making our contribution to rebuilding the USSR after all the disastrous civil war. So we're just going to try and need to get a few more exports out at the moment, and hopefully get things going. In fact, I'm actually going to set an export route up. Actually, I think it's not like we need lots and lots of bricks. So if we set up there and to the border. Let me just rename this New Hope Brick Export, and then we're save that, and I think we're put both of these on. And what that means is that you can pick up bricks and sell bricks, and we'll get you going. Needs more vehicles. Okay. I think if we get the 2 vehicles running on there exporting bricks, and how's the workforce up here? Just because I think I shut down the workforce a little bit here. I think I'm gonna not worry too much about the bitumen here. There's part of me that says now we've got the ore refinery that I might actually consider shutting this down. So, well, you can see at the moment it's got no workers here, and I think wood distro bricks. Let me just take a look at this. We're gonna remove him from here, and then I mean the distro office here. What were you doing? Come down here. Where are you sending human to? Yeah. So what we're going to do is use this last 20 tons to send it to the asphalt plant here, and then once that's finished, we'll probably keep it here just for in case there's a problem with the oil supply. But at the same time, we won't use it. We'll start using the production from the oil refinery here. Now, the other... Oh, it's that blooming horse wandering again. Where are you going? Hey. Next thing I need to do is... This is now finished. And I need to find the truck that's associated with here. Where are you? Where are you? I'm just going to let him export that fuel first. And then what we'll do is we'll send him to the distribution office, and that means I don't have to worry about him. Because one of the problems with this truck, because he can carry 7.5 tons of fuel, that he's burning everybody off now, is that he drains out, when you sell him to say bitumen, he drains out all the bitumen, and then he starts wandering backwards and forwards carrying absolutely nothing. Just get him to drop off this here. Oops, what have I got? Oh, what happened there? And what we're going to do is assign you to there. There's a nice little bit of an easy job here. Concrete needs a bit of steel. You need some workers. Get that bus stage stop built here. And what we got here? Got storage here. And then what we can do is start building into our steel industry now. How's the happiness here? Oops. Well, they're 95% happy there. The real problem, health is not quite so good. Loyalty is sketchy, because I think our workers are... We're just going to increase, put you back to 12. Is anybody unemployed here? Can't work as kindergarten places. Just going to increase that workforce a little bit as well. At the moment, I'm more interested in just the fire coverage and the community keeping themselves happy. So let me just get back to here. Loyalty. That loyalty's still kind of sticking around 30%. Average loyalty 36%. See, can't seem to get it up at the moment. And we've got a statue of Lenin here, and we've got this statue here. So the loyalty is actually falling. Kind of wondering whether actually maybe we'll leave you at 35%. And I mean, it's saying that the school is 40%. This is 40%. Maybe it just fluctuates. Is the effect of the orphanage? I think we're going to try and get those up a bit more. What's the loyalty here like? 33%, 36%. What is it? You don't get any real indication over what's actually causing the problem. This is 40%. We could destroy the church, but I don't really want to do that. I mean, it's kind of being aggressive against religion, isn't it? I think we're just going to have to just keep plodding on at the moment and just see if we can turn things around. Okay, we've now got you here. What you're going to do is go in there. You can load there if it's over 50%. And you can go to there and you can export. So what he should do, is he should run backwards and forwards quite happily now, doing his own thing. And I'm aware time is pushing on, so what I'm going to do is just going to go around and do another quick check of how things are going. Yeah, citizens need electronics, but that's tough luck. You don't know what lives here. That's okay. As long as this population stays big enough to keep the services going at the moment, that's all I'm looking for. Then eventually what we'll do is we'll start to fill in these other houses here. I am starting to think that maybe we do need some heating here. I don't know, let me just check. Let's do it quickly. See, these buildings don't actually need heating, but these do. So maybe we will expand this as a Tudor town, but eventually it's going to need to become bigger. So in fact what we'll do is we'll create a Tudor suburb here, and then we'll put a more modern town into this area here. I think that might be the way forward. Because if we're going to be running this industry here, which has got to be our next target after we've got the oil industry sorted here, we're going to need a lot more workers than what can be provided by this small little Tudor town here. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. Let me just see. Well, this is coming along quite nicely. This is back a little bit more steel, and that'll be finished. And then we're going to get this. Well, I think what we're going to do is get some Titus open transport, and can't remember, is it workers? Yeah, the workers here come there. Actually, how many covered holes have you got in your workers coverage? Can't remember where they are now. Workers got 2 covered holes, that's okay. So we got that working there. Here, loyalty is still pretty grotty. Everyone's happy, they're well fed, they've got clothes. Sports not brilliant. Culture, probably they might need a bit more culture, wouldn't they? But we're going to have to gamble on the radio station. How's the orphanage going? Missing supplies of children. Why haven't I got any clothes in here? Have I got a problem with the clothes supply? Oh, we got plenty of clothes. Do I have any covered holes here? Ambulances. You need to go out to here. We've got a covered hole there. I think what I'm going to do is send you very quickly down to there. Oh, how much clothes do we need here? Oh, I know what I've done. Sorry about this. It's the limiting factor. I think part of the problem is that if you don't get the consistent secret police coverage, anyone can get in here with low loyalty and provide the education. Oops. So that I don't forget, what I'm going to do is just send that covered hole down to here. Actually, what we're going to do is just speed this up a little bit. Oh no, he's nearly there. No, he's not. Just because I'm running out of time on this recording. I'm going to cheat a little bit. You're going to come up to here. And you're going to pick up from there. Those. And then you're going to deliver to the orphanage. Those. And yeah, just going to push out like that. And then when the covered hole that I sent down here arrives, we'll do there. I definitely think I'm going to need to sort out my distribution center. It's quite a mess. There we are. He's just arriving. He can go there. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. I think in the next part we're just going to have to keep trying to grind on a little bit, trying to improve the loyalty, hopefully keep our population growing. We're kind of just coming up to 2,700. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a critical mass here. We've actually got quite a lot of electronics in our area now. We've actually got some television. We've got 94 radios, which is going to be quite interesting. Let me just take a quick look. Do we have any radios over here? Well, we are getting a few radios over here. So maybe we'll need to set a distribution up to get our electronics out and let them spread. Has anyone got any radios over here? That's the market. No radios over here at the moment. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.